Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Lost Legends TV. We are Ready MC. And I'm Ray.
And I'm James.
We are back to review The Last of Us.
Episode 4.
Yes, sir.
I feel like some people are gonna have this feeling. I did not have this feeling that this episode was not as good as the last episode. And in a way, I understand that. I still think it was a great episode.
I think it was a good episode.
Yeah.
I will say it's my least favorite episode. Not that it was a bad episode.
The show has had no bad episodes.
I can't agree on that. What's really throwing me off, bro, is like the pacing. One episode would be an hour and a half. This one was like less than 45 minutes. Like, it's just throwing me off.
I think that's what they're doing. They're
really
fucking
is.
with you.
I don't like it.
Dude,
Am I going to sit down and watch an episode or sit down and watch a movie?
Dude, Ray would fucking love this shit. What was the first thing, like, one of the first things you seen was Joel having to get gas, and Ellie was like, we have to do this every hour? Yeah, gas breaks down over time. Like, the realism of that shit. Like, you must be loving that. Like, as soon as I saw that, he's gonna love this shit.
You know what's crazy, bro? I watched an interview with Bella and Pedro, right? Mm-hmm. He is so different than what his portrayal of Joel is.
Ellie and Joel, right after they left Bill's place, they're traveling. They did the fucking magazine scene, and I was not expecting it because I was like, oh, we're not gonna do it or whatever. Oh, God, how did they even walk around? Like, it was perfect. She did it exactly like the game.
All these pages sticking together.
I'm just fucking with you. And like, she did it. She did exactly what I thought she was going to do. I love that she brought the pun book, bro. Were there any puns that like you were like, I've heard that before, or you just like...
There's only one that I actually heard, and that was later.
Was it the last one?
Yeah. Because I've heard that one before. I've also heard the field one.
I like how he called that one, too. That was pretty cool. And then they basically did the scene where, like, there was, like help thing where, like, the kind of, like, raider type people pretend like they're hurt. They blocked off one section, so you have to come towards them.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, though? This episode was the first one I actually watched the preview of, which I try not to do just because it's just I want to go into it blind. He says a line in the preview that he doesn't say in the actual show. He ain't even hurt.
No.
He didn't say that. So I wonder why they shot that differently. I was wondering that.
Like, because I like them crashing, him telling her to get in that little small hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Like, him getting attacked from that dude from behind. They legit made me feel bad for that dude.
When he's screaming for his mama.
Yeah. I was like...
You should have knew better, bro.
No, here's the thing. I 100% agree with it in the sense that I knew Joel had to take him out. You cannot take that risk
because you know more are coming.
Yeah, for one, you know more are coming.
Hey, they went that way.
I think it was the actors acting in that situation that made me feel bad for that person. When he said, "I can't," like my legs don't work, I was like, "Son of a bitch."
I thought the same thing because like there's two scenarios. Either he's playing this very well and he's full of shit, or he's he's a part of that crowd, but he has no choice.
Yes, and that's what I felt, and like that's really, sad. And then like
that really got to Ellie too.
Then when Ellie turned away, he knew it. No, like because you're not getting through to Joel. You had to hope and pray that Ellie was going to be Joel. Don't do this, and maybe she convinces him. But nope. Joel was not gonna like if she turned, that's it. That's why he was already like screaming like mom.
She was like tearing up and shit behind the wall too.
How did you feel about Kathleen?
She was kind of over the top a little bit. Like, I didn't mind Kathleen.
So I
called the doctor thing.
You were the opposite of Skylar, I think. Because Skylar was talking about how he wasn't like a big fan of... He was just not as much of a fan of her acting in a way, just because like she didn't come off as like your typical leader, like in a sense.
I mean, I will agree with that, yeah. And I also have like a big problem with how she's handling things.
Yeah.
They're completely wrong thing to do. I mean, I get that she's hell-bent on revenge, which I probably would be too in that sense.
Yeah. I feel like they're normalizing it because she's not coming off as like your typical like revenge person, like more of like a angrily aggressive person. But I also knew once she came out there and that dude said, she said, if I had a doctor, would it help? And he said it wouldn't help. I'm sorry. Yeah. I knew dude was dead.
Yeah,
and
I knew it too.
Also, there was no hesitation with it. Once the door opened, the motherfucker was dead. That was it.
I don't need you.
Yeah.
Even when she walked outside, I didn't know she was the leader until she started speaking. I wouldn't pick her out of the lineup. Okay, yeah, that's the motherfucking control. So I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Like she's not your standard leader. Like she doesn't have the stature of a leader. Like if I saw old Buddy, I can tell he's up in the ranks somewhere. Exactly. Question some of her motives, and mainly like when they walked into the room. And it's all like got that floor moving. Yeah. And she's like, don't tell anybody. If I was a leader, I feel like it's your job to notify your people, hey, we may have a fucking problem.
Okay, I'll go on there. But do you know why the floor was moving?
It's that big motherfucker, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
So
Big bitch.
yeah, so she's definitely very vindictive, and she's got it out for Henry, and she knows that Henry will do anything for Sam. So she's basically just trying to find a way to get to them. Joel and Ellie had been like sneaking because after they killed that dude, I think his name was Brian.
It was Brian.
Yeah, which shows you how much that dude affected me. Because normally, if it's just a random like NPC person killed, I wouldn't fucking remember his name. I remember
Killed guy 1.
Yeah, old buddy number 3.
Yeah, in the green jacket.
Yeah, that guy. You remember him hiding in stores and everything? And that's where they talked about how Joel really didn't think she should have been in that position to do it. He's grateful that she did it because otherwise he'd have been dead.
Yeah, of course.
But he just doesn't think because of how young she is. In real time in this, she's gonna have to because
she's gonna have a choice.
Yeah, you can't hide her from it.
Well, I feel like if it came down to it, like, it's not going to happen, of course. But if he had a choice, like, even right now in this episode, to save himself or save her,
he'd save her.
You can tell like he cares about her. He's just trying to push that shit down. I can get trying to be like, have the cold shoulder. But even in that sense, it's going to give Ellie like this sense of self-security she's going to need. Because like one day, he's 56 years old.
Yeah.
He ain't going to last forever.
Yeah.
Giving her the cold shoulder kind of hardens her. I feel like, for one, that's why he's doing it. For two, he doesn't really want to get close to her, but he is anyway. Just stepping into that father figure role. That's how it's going to work.
Yeah.
That's how it plays out.
And him not like trying to let her in because like, and him take care of her also is because he lost Tess and his daughter, and he doesn't know where Tommy is, so he doesn't really feel like he has any control in that situation. I want to be able to take care of somebody. I want to be able to like save somebody.
That's all he got left besides Tommy.
Yeah.
In this episode, he's like kind of shut off a bit. I don't really want to answer your questions. But at the end of the day, he has to sit down. He wants to open up to her.
Yeah.
And like she doesn't want to talk. He's like, all right, I respect that.
Ellie hits him with another joke. Do you know the diarrhea runs? Diarrhea is hereditary. Yeah, it runs in your genes. And he fucking laughed. He died laughing. I like how they touched on the fact that he's kind of deaf in one of his ears. Like just a little subtle thing. It's like I noticed that you don't hear. You don't hear as well on your right side. Ellie wakes Joel up because Henry and Sam are there. Henry's pointing a gun at Ellie, and Sam's got it at Joel.
That shit cuts to black.
Yep.
Ends abruptly. I'm not sure why they did it. Joel and Ellie are camping out in the woods, right? Mm-hmm. Why did they not sleep in the truck? Like, if I was in that situation, that's like just an extra layer of protection for me. Not necessarily from hunters, but fucking like clickers and shit. Because they're roaming around.
Let us know what you thought about this episode. What were your feelings? Feel like it's going to happen in the next episode? Are you excited for Henry and Sam? Because it was a big part of the game. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that shit we normally have to tell you. Thank you for watching. And until next time.
Adios.